Wonderful. Alrighty, let's jump into this. So, update. I have just dropped video 14 and I dropped this little mini video that I did for a class. I don't know if I said to you guys ever, but I switched my major to graphic design from business. Long story short, I like designing and I feel like that's more of who I am since of learning, but I still love learning about business. The only difference is for my education, that's what I want to learn. That's all, in a sense of school-wise. But to get into it, my main thing is going to be talking about self, as always, but, well, myself really and what I'm learning, but let me just get into it. So right now, a book I'm reading that I'm restarting, mainly because every time I read it, I didn't feel ready to read it, and I feel more than ready to read it now. But it's called Never Split the Difference, Negotiate as If Your Life Depends on It by Chris Voss with Tahel Raz. This is a book about an FBI agent who is looking, that just shows the different ways of negotiation and the outdated ways and how he used it through the FBI in every situation. And me being Arab was funny reading one of these pages that start off with talking about a scenario and it says, at least you're not an Arab terrorist trying to blow you up. So that was just funny. But, you know, that's his experience. I can't really knock it, but not everyone's like that. But anyways, to get to my idea, I'm reading this book about negotiation. And then the next book I want to read is called Designing the Mind. The principles of psychiatric. I can't even say this. Psychiatric. I don't know. Maybe I'm butchering that, but who knows. And then Robert Greene, Mastery. My sister just needs so uncle, but Mastery by Robert Greene. I want to read the 48 Laws of Power, and I have some books here: Millionaire Success Habits, The Intelligent Investor. I have two different versions of Millionaire Success Habits. Why, I don't know. And then there's a book called Why, or something like that. Read that book and just keep reading from there. And then How to Influence Friends and Family, or something like that, whatever that book's called. Those are the books I want to read. But out of the Success Habits, The Intelligent Investor, and those two, and like some other ones, these three books right here, Negotiation, Designing the Mind, and Mastery, these two I haven't read, but I've looked into them enough to know what to expect in this one. This one I have read a couple of times, not fully, maybe a quarterly every time. Not because like I'll read a quarter and just knock it off, but mainly because I don't feel like I was ready. Now I feel like more ready. And then you might be asking me, okay, Jamal, what does all these have to do? All these kind of have to do with self. Yes, this is negotiating about like stuff for business and all stuff, but for me, I want to master my skills and my traits and habits. I want to design my mind into becoming a better thinker, a better learner, to get more in tune with my emotions, my understanding of myself. And negotiating is, as I'm learning to negotiate with others to get to what I want, I want to learn how to negotiate with myself with what I want. And I feel like that comes with self-esteem. And that's what I've been looking into recently. Self-esteem, quote-unquote confidence. I think they're completely different, but I don't know why. And that's what I'm trying to learn. But self-esteem is what I'm understanding now. Because I'm a very confident person, but naturally confident in certain areas, but not in different ones. In certain settings, atmospheres, and just with myself. And then when it comes to my self-esteem, I realize I've been following other self-esteem. And that's the main topic I want to get into. I was watching this video, and I will open it now, actually, since my computer is not connected to the screen. Oops. Give me 2 seconds. Okay. Yep, my apologies. But if you fast forward, it's called How to Build Self-Esteem and Self-Love. And another one, if you are struggling with low self-esteem, watch this. The Skills of Self-Confidence, Dr. Ivan Joseph. The other one was Jay Shetty. And the one I'm watching now is by to pronounce his name, Shimon Davis. This is one like YouTuber who talks about stuff in his room and all kind of stuff. I don't watch him a lot, but this was a good video. But to digress, one thing I'm learning more is to be more patient, and being more patient and understanding with others. I'm learning to kind of do that more with myself. I feel like during school, the last stretch of school, because I just finished like last week, and the few days of coming out of it, I feel very, very drained out of it. And there's times like I'll just be watching videos, watching YouTube, and just, I know I'm not doing what I'm supposed to, but I will be active in certain stuff. Like even the gym, I have stopped going for a while. Mainly just because like certain stuff in my life right now, not just because I don't want to. I really shouldn't have an excuse since I have equipment now, and if you guys check the video I put out, Adversity, I have that. So everyone has their time, but tomorrow is going to be a little switch for me because I'm getting back into what I want to get back into, but with a new idea, self-esteem. And why do you think, okay, Jamal, why are you talking about self-esteem now? Why does making you switch? You switched in different times, and I feel like there's not enough times where you feel like, or there is a lot of times for you to continuously switch by doing the same thing but for different reasons. And why I talk about self-esteem now is because I've been working by comparing myself to either influencers, to my friends, to this and that in their lives when they've either accomplished it, which is nothing wrong, because maybe that's a trait I want to aspire to have. So to mimic that is completely fine, but to mimic it and in my way is what I haven't been doing. I've been mimicking it in their way, which is very, very degrading. Why? Is because let's say I'm at a certain point and they're at a certain point. Maybe my friend could be telling me, you just got to go to the gym, you just got to do whatever. And it's true, it's 100% facts. It's what he's saying is right. But maybe at this moment in time, I know that, but applying it is going to be different than how he applies it. Maybe for him, it's easier because, let's say it could be one of my friends from school. And for him, it could be late at night. For him, is applying the gym. For someone's midday, someone's early. And I've tried all of them. And I like all of them in different scenarios of my life, but sticking with one is what I mainly want to do. And you're like, okay, how does that tie to self-esteem? It ties to self-esteem because I look at others in the gym as well. I look at myself too much and focus on the short progression rather than thinking of the long term. And again, to say why I talk about how the self-esteem part is because I was watching this video. I'm gonna pull it up now. It is it's on here actually. It is My Full Fitness Transformation: Learn from My Mistakes, in brackets, by Josh Brett. And he had different phases of him working out and falling off, working out, falling off, working out, falling off. And the end result of him staying to where he is now and being continuous is because of him not comparing. And that's one thing that I've been realizing so much is not comparing. But if, let's say, like, for example, I did a photo shoot and one of my friends, his back is like outward, it's straight. Like, you see how I was sitting like this versus this. For some reason, now you're seeing my chest versus not here. And it's more presentable, and I'm focusing on doing this more, but I purposely did not, just to show you guys. This looks fine. This looks better, or however it is, like this. It shows chest line, it shows confidence, it shows that, like, I'm here rather than, see what I mean? This is very fine too. It's very comfortable, it's very easy, but if I'm always taking, like, we had to do a photo shoot and taking pictures like this, or just like how I am now, versus this, it's completely different. You see how more confident I am here, and just more, like, I'm showing more expression, more, I don't know. So, in learning this, I want to share it because this is where I'm at right now in my progress in anything. And now, put in the hard work, even if I don't want to, is going to be the main focus. But one thing too that's been helping me is this right here. I'm going to get my own journal soon, but until then, I'm using this. Just a normal copybook, regular day-to-day, like this. You can grab it at Walmart, Target, Dollar Tree, wherever the hell you want to get it. You can probably get a better one. This is just what I had lying at home, because everyone's circumstance is different, but in my home we always have pens and copybooks everywhere. Like, we always just have an excess amount. And I haven't been very consistent, but I've been consistent throughout the weeks, just not every day. So past few days, so I've been writing about how it is to trust myself. So trusting myself with examples, trusting myself, my day right now, how my day is, trusting myself again. And this one was more about the self-esteem. And like, for example, here, for trusting myself, it's like, so I feel like I need to do this more often. And in the little things, I can't even trust myself because I lack the discipline I know I have. I need and will create something in trusting myself. How? 3-2-1 rule. And 3-2-1, I do what I need to start or stop something. So 3-2-1, go. Third second, I'm acknowledging the task that I need to do. Second is visualizing into taking the next step. And one is physically moving to start or stop whatever I need to do. So 3-2-1, stop going on YouTube, do my work, kind of thing. And most importantly, I need to listen to myself and my own advice. Make the future me proud and thankful, so I don't regret nothing I know I can do. And why I say my future self is because Alex Hormozi in a podcast was talking about Socrates, and how, or I believe that's what it is, the name. And it's basically, quickly to sum it up, is this guy who gives the best advice ever in everything, but doesn't do that for himself. And we're all like that. If I asked you, whoever's watching this, or if no one's watching, it doesn't matter, but if someone ever does, if I asked you, how should I go to the gym? You're going to tell me, oh, you need to eat right, you need to push some weights, you need to actually go to the gym, you need to be consistent, all this stuff. But if you're not in shape and you're telling me that, then do you trust yourself? You don't, because you don't trust yourself enough to do it. And what I used to think is like, what do you mean trust myself? Yes, I trust myself. I trust myself to eat when I want to go eat, if I'm hungry. And it's like, what does this mean? And I think about it like this. If you trust somebody to be like if you have a sibling, a parent, if not, let's say you're an orphan and you're out and about on your own, a friend, a colleague, anything, and just a person that you can be like, hey, can you remember to wake me up in the morning? Or hey, could you grab that pencil for me? Because you're asking them because you would trust that they're gonna do it, and you trust them enough, so much so that you're gonna ask them to do a task for you that they could say no to, but you're trusting that they're gonna do that task. And let's say you keep asking me, Jamal, can you every day give me your pen and I'll give it back to you? And let's say that happens every day, and you trust me. But let's say for 2-3 weeks straight, you keep asking me and I'm not giving it to you, you have to go to someone else. You're gonna slowly go to the thing that's you're trusting more than you trust me, even though I've done it in the past for so much more. Like, let's say for 6 months when I just didn't do it for 3. You trust me a lot less, even though I've done it more. Why? Because you can't trust this person to do a simple task that you're asking or something that you want. And now put that into yourself. You don't trust yourself to go to the gym, because every time you want to go to the gym and stay committed, you probably at least go, but then you don't stay consistent. So you're just not going because you're annoyed that you're not going. The self-discipline is really because you don't trust yourself enough to keep going. And all of the stuff I'm doing is because if I'm lazy, if I'm this, that, is because I don't trust myself to put in the hard work, because I don't believe in myself, or I don't fully think that I can do it. I don't know what the reason of not trusting, but like I mean I do know the reason because I explained it, but the not believing part of the trusting, right? Because when you believe something, you trust. Like when I believe in Allah, I trust I trust that He is the one who's gonna decide whether I go to heaven or hell. I know it is. I believe it. Like I am a Muslim from birth, but I've learned it in a logical way as well. I have people in my life, family in our family who are from different religions, so I can understand different perspectives, and I learn different perspectives, and I've come still to the same thing. But regardless of the fact, I trust it more because of its understanding, its logic. So now with myself, why am I not trusting myself? For me right now is to put first trust in Allah, and as I do that, I am also trying to trust myself. I'm trying to do it with the minimal tasks as I can, because I feel like I've fallen out in everything that I've been doing. Everything. Like I'm still doing some stuff okay, but like I don't like the procrastination. I don't like the way I probably speak to myself. I don't like the inconsistency. I don't like the way, like, when I was watching the video, the original video that got me to think about all this, the guy's transformation, it's starting to make me think of when I saw the clip of him, just like as I'm watching the video, it was from him from the first day to 60 days, and just every day, day in and day out, and it has a complete, like, there's a huge change in 6 months. And even though he lost weight and built muscle, and maybe after a certain point, like usually like when you start going to the gym for the first time, the first month is like amazing change because you've never done it, and then after that's probably getting a lot slower. But if you're still doing the same amount of like what you did plus that, and every month you're doing more and more, so let's say you're having better habits of eating each month, you're having better habits of in the gym each month you're stretching better each month, like you're just continuously learning and growing, you're gonna see those results a lot quicker if you keep learning more, I guess. So when I saw that, I'm like, man, I've done that on my own when I went from 130 to 155 in about a month or two, and now I'm just stuck. Like, why am I there? 130 to 155, whatever it is. Like, I'm just stuck here. Why can't I progress? It's because I don't trust myself enough to progress, to push myself. So that's the main thing over anything. And what I also did is on my iPhone, is on my notes app, I wrote everything that I want to fix and who I want to become. And one thing I actually want to add is procrastination, is to not procrastinate. So there's a lot of stuff everyone needs to fix, and you might have friends that are better in so many different areas, and maybe I might be doing so well, but I procrastinate 1 or 2 days, and I'm thinking like, oh my god, the world's ending, and I'm putting in a video. No one really knows what's going on in my life, even if I over exaggerate it or not, unless you date, if you're seeing me, because like Iman Ghazi could probably be working so hard compared to everybody, but he might not work for 1 or 2 days, which is probably not that detrimental, and think he's doing nothing at all. And he's gonna fail his business. Could be something like that. Like, everyone's failing in trust and all that stuff in yourself, and belief and struggle, and I think I said procrastination already, but consistency, all that kind of stuff is, it's similar in each way, but everyone's is so different and specific, yet very similar. Like, if I can't go to the gym because let's say I don't have a car, then, and someone else doesn't, it's probably, okay, that's very similar, but the reason why we don't are probably different. And because our brains work differently, in certain scenarios of relation with family, situations, whatever it may be. So yeah, a lot of stuff that I need to be cutting out, and I want to be consistent with these videos. So setting out a plan is going to be the biggest goal that I want to be setting more and more often. So it'll be something to look into more, and hopefully by the end of this summer, I will be fully ready to, I'll be fully ready to be, or I will be already the person I want to be. So I'll almost be the 170, 180 lean, because if it took me a month to get to 130 to 155 or 150 in 2 months or roughly, or something like that, then I know I can do that if I just progress the way I did exactly over there, even though I never did it, and from doing it is the only, like, the really time you can make that progression. I can probably still make that progression if I did basically the same thing there. Like, if I ate 2 times as much and worked out 2 times as much and ran 2 times as much from 150 to 130 to 150, then I would just have to do the same thing, but from this point. So if I was running an hour a day, for example, and I ran 2, obviously this is extreme, maybe just the intensity, but just for simplicity. If I ran an hour a day, every day, and it got me to that, then maybe, and I'm running, or I did run an hour a day, and I was just where I was, and I added an extra hour, so I'm running 2. So maybe just add now a third hour, so 3 hours of running, because I can already do 2, and I might struggle, but I'm still there. But the third hour is going to be the stretch. That's going to be the push. And with the gym, especially, just putting more weight on, or maybe less sets, bigger, or more weight, or less weight, more reps, whatever it is that it may be that I choose, but really just finalizing the growth, in a sense of finalizing of knowing it, in that sense. If that, I don't know, maybe I'm not making sense for that, but yeah, that's what's going on for me right now. If you guys want to update on the agency for the marketing agency, and now there's a contracting part of it that we've added, me and my partner. That can be something I can talk about in the next video. But yeah, so this one's a little bit longer than usual. I know I said I'm always gonna try to cap it at 15, but this one was a big one that I wanted to bring out, really for myself, self-esteem. Yeah, I think listening to myself more too. I watched a LinkedIn video today. It was Andy Elliott, but it wasn't him, it was somebody else. And he's the author of The Millionaire Success Habits. Don't know his name, but he said, you're always going to have 2 loud voices. And in the beginning of your journey of starting to become an entrepreneur, or the success and all that kind of stuff, is always going to be the bad voice. Then you'll sooner or later start to create a loud voice of positivity. So you can have a negative and a positive voice. The only difference is how fast and how quick you shut down that negative voice. And that's what I'm going to do. That's also going to be a big start, because self-esteem comes about what we tell ourselves. What we tell ourselves matters. So I can build as much as I want to build, but it won't matter unless I'm doing it the right way, I guess. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents of the day. But other than that, today's gonna be a big day tomorrow. I'm gonna try to sleep early today. I missed a lot of praying today, so I need to do that. Or not a lot, but whatever it is that I missed, or need to pray until the time runs out. But yeah, gonna do that, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. It's gonna be a hard day tomorrow. I know why, because it's a whole reset that I'm gonna be having. So it's gonna be fun though. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be fun. So inshallah, we'll see how that goes. But again, I think I want to have this as my outro. The 5 steps to success. It's Fajr, Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib, and Isha. So don't forget Allah in your prayers, and don't forget Him in anything and everything that you do. And yeah, Assalamu alaikum.